Got an Illinois lawmaker. He's going to pass a bill to reclassify the word offenders to justice impacted individuals. Let's watch a quick clip of some Chicago crime, and we'll see if you want to go with offender or justice impacted individuals. Let's watch it.
You know, he gave everything they demanded and they still got assaulted. So, I mean, it's just scary.
A string of violent armed robberies overnight focused on the city's north side has left neighbors on edge. Look at this. 10 robberies reported in less than an hour. The victims include an elderly man who was beaten and robbed. Casey Cronus is live with the latest. Casey.
Dawn, armed with semi-automatic weapons, police say the offenders are stealing money and other personal items. And we need to warn you, the video we're about to show you is difficult to see. It's upsetting to watch. Surveillance video captures a brutal armed robbery in the 1900 block of West Wolfram Avenue. It happened at 12:50 in the morning.
You know, when you see anybody, much less an elderly person, comply.
So you're going to tell me that those people are justice impacted individuals? They're not breaking the law. They're not offenders of criminal code. They're justice impacted individuals. I don't think so. Those are straight up criminals. We need to call them as such. Anything else is just nonsense.
With these criminal gangs, and then they're beating that person anyway. You know that they feel zero consequences for any of their actions.
Alderman Scott Wagisback says he spent much of the day calling concerned residents and hopes our new top cop might be able to rein things in.
But this has got to be an issue that the new superintendent tackles head on.
Near Lincoln and Diversey, where another armed robbery was reported just 15 minutes after the Wolfram Avenue attack, resident Tim White is urging city leaders to come up with a concrete plan.
There's a lot of issues going on, and I think right now they're all not working together to try to come up with a solution.
Until then, the attacks spanning Lincoln Park, Lakeview, North Center, and more have left neighbors hyper-vigilant.
Just making sure you're aware and watching out for yourself and aware of your surroundings and everything. My parents don't let me forget it.
And then you take the beat down, you take the violent assault, maybe it's a sexual assault, and you just take that with a grain of salt and, you just make yourself aware. No. The whole thing is just gone absolutely nutty, hasn't it? I mean, you're going to call those people justice impacted individuals. What a load of crap. Were those justice impacted individuals just kicking the S out of that senior citizen on the street? Yeah. 10 individual events inside of how many minutes? Yeah. They're no longer offenders, Sean. They are justice impacted individuals, like the justice system has impacted them. No, they impacted other people's lives. It was called breaking the law. Now they should have their ass handed to them. And I don't care what you call them. Felons, convicted felons, perpetrators of crime, criminals, bad guys, don't really care, right? I don't care anything other than justice impacted individuals, because that is such a chicken shit description, isn't it? It really is. It just is. Many of you know that reporting from risky environments like CHOP in Seattle or street protests, that often puts my safety on the line. Despite having a concealed weapons permit, carrying a bulky item while filming in such situations, it's always been a challenge. That brings me to today's sponsor and the solution to my problem, the Vanish Daily Carry Holster. What stands out about this Vanish holster is its comfort and discretion. It weighs just 6 ounces. It's made from durable Cordura material that's gentle on the skin. Designed to fit 99% of semi-automatic pistols, it's adjustable for right and left-handed users. It features a secure trigger guard and includes utility or magazine pouches. Wear it under a loose t-shirt and it's virtually undetectable. Vanish Holsters offers a 100% money-back guarantee, ensuring a risk-free purchase. Plus, they're offering $50 off the retail price for those who use my special link below. And don't forget the huge giveaway. Vanish Holsters is giving away an $80,000 custom Rocky Ridge Silverado truck to one lucky buyer who purchases by June 3rd. Check out the link in the description to get the most comfortable holster you've ever worn and a chance to win this incredible truck. Illinois lawmakers this week passed a bill that would redesignate some offenders as justice-impacted individuals in state law, drawing criticism from Republicans. No criticism from Democrats, no criticism from middle-of-the-road Democrats? You just going to let that go? I mean, justice-impacted individuals? What a bunch of crap. Call them convicted felons, because that's what they are, right? The proposed law, House Bill 4409, would replace the term offenders with justice-impacted individuals in referring to men and women enrolled in the state's Adult Redeploy Illinois initiative. What in the F is that? Why is Illinois so bad at anything to do? Why is everything just going absolutely sideways for Illinois? Like, why are they going down this road? Do you ever ask yourself that? Why are we doing this? It's a good question, right? Good question. How did the village of Dalton, how did the township of Thornton get Supermayor Tiffany Henyard? How did she come to office? And I know the actual answer, but the bigger picture is, how did basically a closet criminal get into the political game like she did and just start breaking rules? Are we going to call her a justice impacted individual when she goes to, federal prison after the FBI has its way with her? I don't know. Adult Redeploy Illinois initiative, which aims to keep some offenders out of prison by sending them to rehabilitation programs. No. Prison's fine. Keep them off the streets. Prison's fine. Just keep going. The bill's sponsor, State Representative Kelly Cassidy, said that the offender label does not seem appropriate for a system in which we intend to return people to full participation in society. Chicago's WGN9 reported. Does not seem appropriate for a system in which we tend to return. No, it does, because at the time you were rogue. You were breaking the law. You want to come, try and come back and get back into society. That's one thing. But while you're breaking the law and you've been convicted, let's call it what it is. You're an offender. You're a criminal. You're a convicted felon. Whatever words you got to use that describe what's accurately going on, because the whole justice impacted individuals is a 100% load of crap, and it will not do your community any good. It will not do your state any good. Well, we want to make sure they can still get a job. Well, when they were breaking the law, they weren't really considering how they were impacting society, were they? No, they didn't give a, they could have cared less. The change comes as agencies under the Biden administration. Oh, interesting. All right, interesting. Under the Biden administration have called for more inclusive language. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are just an acronym for didn't earn it. That's what you get. That's what's going on. DEI didn't earn it. They just don't. I got here by diversity, equity, and inclusion. All right, good luck with that. Inclusive language in referring to criminals. The Air Force Academy in 2022 barred cadets from using the word terrorists. All right, so what would we call Hamas? Raiding a music festival, raping the women, and then summarily murdering them. What would we call them? Music fest impacted individuals? Yeah, right. Biden's Department of Homeland Security in 2021 asked officials to stop using terms such as illegal alien. You know what? I agree. We shouldn't use illegal alien. We should use criminal alien, because they broke the law by coming across the border illegally. They are criminal aliens. Okay, let's get that one clear. And instead opted for undocumented individual and undocumented non-citizen, according to Fox News. But now we've got newcomer. It's a newcomer. New. Bring him in. The measure passed the Illinois House last month and the state Senate on Tuesday. Governor J.B. Pritzker has yet to sign it. Republicans have blasted the bill, with State Senator Steve McClure saying before the Tuesday vote, change this, change that. The only thing you don't want to change is the behavior of criminals. It's like here in the state of Washington, we've changed the term for sex offender. It's like, did you have unwanted sex with that poor girl over there? Did you? All right. Then you're a rapist. You're a sex offender. Call it what it is. Don't care what the court system wants to massage you with these terms. It's just ridiculous. So guess who is paying for that right now? McClure went on. Victims all across the state. I urge a no vote. But no, this is in Democrat-run Illinois. So guess what? Oh yeah. Justice challenged individual. What a load of crap. I mean, straight up, what a load of crap. What? I mean, who are you trying to pretend with here? State Senator Terry Bryant, Republican, also noted that the change means higher costs for taxpayers. I'm not so worried about that. I'm worried about people having the crap kicked out of them. And then, oh, no, an offender didn't get to you. A justice-impacted individual did. Yeah, they're the ones that assaulted you and broke your nose. You had to get sutures for that cut in your head. Your back's all screwed up and you got a broken foot because they dumped you, out of your car. But no. Those aren't offenders. No, those are not offenders. They're justice impacted. They were impacted by the justice system because we had to charge them with the crime, when they beat the crap out of you. Yeah. Each time we make that change, this is the other argument. Each time we make that change, each agency has to make that change on every one of their documents. Right now in the Department of Corrections, there are multiple changes that have been made, and it's costing thousands of dollars just to do a name change. Within the legal system, within the employment system, if you've been convicted of a crime, does anybody care how that person is classified? No, they're a felon, convicted felon. Call them as such, whether an employer wants to hire them or not. You know what I mean? Some things you gotta just drop the hammer. And so if you are a do-good employer and you want to hire somebody with a criminal background and you're willing to take the risk, maybe the job doesn't require a lot of public interaction, or, the crime that they were convicted of isn't, that big of a deal. Maybe it wasn't that big of a deal. Do whatever you want, but call a spade, right? The Chicago Tribune, the Chicken Tribune was even harder on the change, saying it was not only a tortured euphemism, but also an example of Orwellian doublespeak. 100% agree. 100% agree with Chicago Tribune on this one. Can you imagine, the Tribune wrote, being the victim of a serious crime, that's why I played the video at the beginning of this segment, the victim of a serious crime, and discovering that the person who committed it was not only not in prison, but no longer even called an offender. Yeah. I'm sorry, that person that physically assaulted you sexually, they're no longer a rapist. Yeah, they're not. We call them something else because we want them to feel good about themselves, even though they're not really doing jack to rehabilitate themselves. But, as a society and as a state, here in Illinois or here in Washington state, just pick any liberal state. We don't want to hurt their feelings with a term that might make it difficult for them to, operate in society as a convicted felon. The whole thing is just absurd. Orwellian doublespeak. Absolutely. Tortured euphemism. You can't even make this stuff up. This is so bad. It's so terrible. They're a rapist, you call them one. They're a convicted felon, you call them one. Armed robbery, convicted armed robber. Whatever it might be. Convicted, whatever their crime is. Call a spade, because anything else is just whitewashing the issue, which should not be whitewashed. And we wonder in these big liberal-run cities and these big Democrat-run cities, why crime is getting worse. Weird. Yeah, is it maybe because the criminals know that even if they get caught, they're no longer even going to be called an offender. We're going to call them a justice-impacted individual. That says nothing other than just go ahead, do whatever you want to do as a convicted felon. Moving forward, do whatever. The world's your oyster. You could just have whatever criminal activity going on out there. then we're not going to do anything. In fact, we're going to whitewash it and we're going to call it. Yeah. That's what you got going on in Chicago. We'll see how that works out, right? See how that works out. Meanwhile, you don't hear of a lot of people moving to Illinois. Yeah, they seem to be moving to the more, pro-public safety and pro-police and less defund the police states like Florida, Texas, Idaho. Yeah, away from California, away from Illinois for a reason, because of crap like this. This is just embarrassing. This is embarrassing that this is happening in America. All right. That's all I got to say on this one. Thanks so much for being here. I'll catch up with you in the next segment. Bye for now.